It's me. I have to write this down. Never thought I'd be typing something like this out. Been reading stuff online for ages. Just never thought I'd have my own story to tell. A story this messed up. Sorry if this sounds all over the place. My head's still a mess. Quick rundown. Sarah, 32, my wife, and me, Mark, 37. Married 8 years. Thank heavens, no kids. Things were okay, I guess. Looking back, there were little signs, weren't there? The kind you brush off because you don't want to see what's really there. 3 weeks ago, I was driving back from getting coffee at the local store. Typical small-town stuff. Some idiot in a truck ran a red light, and bam. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the hospital. Except I wasn't really awake. It was like being stuck inside my own head. I could hear everything, but I couldn't move, couldn't speak. Apparently, they call it covert consciousness or something. Looked it up later. Scary stuff. The first few days were just the beeping of machines, nurses checking on me. My wife, Sarah, would come in, cry a bit, hold my hand. Seemed normal enough. But then, last Monday, man, this is still hard to get down. I'm lying there, same as always, when I hear Sarah and a doctor talking near my bed. Started with the usual medical stuff, recovery chances, all that hospital talk. Then Sarah said something about insurance and bills. The doctor mentioned long-term care, and that's when her voice changed. Got all soft and weird. She started talking about how young she was, how we didn't have kids yet, how she couldn't put her whole life on hold forever. Then, and I swear this is the truth, she straight up told the doctor that if I stayed like this, they should just pull the plug. I'm young, she said. I can find someone else. The doctor, a woman named Lisa, bless her heart, went completely silent. You could feel the shock in the air. Then, very professionally, she told Sarah that's not how these decisions are made, especially since I hadn't been unresponsive for that long. But Sarah kept pushing. Started talking about quality of life and how Mark wouldn't want this. Well, Mark very much wanted to live. Thank you very much. Lisa shut it down firmly, said they'd discuss options when they had more information. After they left, I just lay there, my mind racing. 8 years of marriage, and she was ready to end my life after less than a week. Things started clicking into place. The way she got strange when I updated my life insurance last year, how she'd been pushing for a bigger policy, the little digs when I talked about retirement plans. Small things that didn't mean anything then, but now. The next few days were hell. I had to lie there while she'd come in, acting all caring, knowing what she really wanted. Sometimes she'd be on her phone. I caught her texting someone named Sky about making decisions and moving forward. Real subtle, honey. Then, yesterday morning, everything shifted. I could move again. Just my fingers at first, then slowly everything else. By afternoon, I was fully aware. The doctors were amazed. Apparently, it's rare to bounce back so fast from something like this. Sarah wasn't there when I woke up. She had a hair appointment at 7 p.m. on a Thursday. Sure. My sister, Beth, was there, though. She's been staying nearby since the accident. I haven't told anyone what I heard yet. Been telling everyone I don't remember much from when I was out. Sarah has been playing the devoted wife act hard, crying, hugging me, talking about how scared she was. Meanwhile, I'm just lying here, looking at her, thinking about how she wanted to end my life to move on. I called my buddy Dan earlier while Sarah was out getting coffee. He's a tech whiz. He's going to help me get copies of all our documents together. I have a meeting set up for next week with someone who can help sort this mess out. Sarah just left for the night. Said she needs to rest properly at home. Probably texting Sky about how her plans got messed up by me having the nerve to wake up. Typing this from my hospital bed. Got a long road ahead with physical therapy and stuff. But man, it feels good to be alive. Even if it means dealing with this nightmare. Update 1. 3 weeks since I got out of the hospital. The hardest part has been acting normal, coming back to our little house, seeing the welcome home banner she got from some cheap store. Watching her post those fake happy pictures online about her brave husband's recovery, while I sit there at dinner, remembering her cold voice in that hospital room. 8 years married. No kids, thankfully. Shared mortgage, 2 cars. Well, 1 now. Joint accounts, the usual. The first week home was rough. Headaches all the time. Sarah was constantly around, being extra sweet, making my favorite meals, offering back rubs. But now I see things I missed before. How her phone is always face down. The weird work calls at odd hours. Changing her phone password last month. My friend Dan has been a rock. Coming over with his PlayStation, pretending everything's normal while secretly helping me get things in order. We even put up a cheap security camera in the living room, just in case Sarah tries anything while I'm still recovering. Turns out she's been texting her gym buddy, a guy named Kyle, a lot. Hundreds of messages. Didn't even need to check her phone. The phone bill shows everything. Also noticed she's been using that disappearing picture app more. We're in our 30s, for crying out loud. Yesterday was interesting. Sarah suggested we talk about the future, maybe sell the house, because the stairs might be hard for my recovery. Seriously? The doctor said I'll make a full recovery. Then she started crying about how traumatic this has been for her. I just sat there, nodding, thinking about the recording I have of her trying to get me killed. Got a separate bank account now. Moving money slowly. Found all the important papers, marriage certificate, house stuff, everything. Talked to a divorce lawyer. Keeping receipts in my work email, taking pictures of everything valuable in the house, backing up all our conversations. Started a private online journal to document my recovery. Timestamps matter. Changed the streaming password and forgot to tell her. She spent 20 minutes trying to log in before giving up and watching short videos instead. Also accidentally mentioned to her mom how good my memory has been since waking up. Just planting seeds. The weirdest part is some days I almost forget. She'll do something normal, like laugh at a silly video or burn dinner, and for a second, it's like before. Then I remember her cold voice in that hospital room, and my chest tightens. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with the lawyer. Sarah thinks I'm having lunch with Dan. She even packed me a sandwich, ham and cheese, nothing fancy. The irony of her making lunch for this meeting isn't lost on me. Switched to decaf because my anxiety's through the roof. Started taking short walks, partly for recovery, partly to get out of the house. Got a tracking device in my wallet now. Paranoid? Maybe. But better safe than sorry. The lawyer says to keep playing it normal for another week or two while we get everything set. Feels like I'm in some messed up movie, pretending everything's fine while eating takeout with someone who wanted me dead. Update 2. Steelworker Mark, back again. These last few days have been a whirlwind. Grab your coffee, this is going to be a long one. Quick recap. Car accident 3 months ago, coma, wife Sarah telling the doc to pull the plug. Been playing it cool, getting my ducks in a row. Yesterday was the day. Had everything lined up perfectly. New apartment rented, nothing fancy. Separate bank accounts ready. All my stuff slowly moved out while she was at her mom's. Huge thanks to Dan for letting me store everything at his place. The confrontation happened at 7 a.m. when she got back from her night shift. I was sitting at the kitchen table, scrolling through videos like normal. She walks in, drops her bag, starts complaining about traffic. That's when I looked up and just said, "I heard you." That day in the hospital. Watching the color drain from her face was something else. She froze mid-sentence, still holding her expensive coffee. First, she tried to play dumb. But I had proof. Pulled out my phone and played the recording my sister, Beth, made that day. Yeah, Beth had been recording everything after she noticed Sarah acting strangely. The recording wasn't even the best part. It caught Sarah and her friend, Lisa, not the doctor, discussing their plan when they thought no one was around. Quick side note. Our doorbell camera caught Lisa sneaking some guy in at 2 a.m. while Sarah was supposedly taking care of me at the hospital. Plot twist, Sarah was with them. Sarah went through all the stages fast. Denial, anger, you were spying on me. Bargaining, baby, we can work this out. Depression, full breakdown, mascara everywhere. Acceptance, just sitting on the kitchen floor, staring. Then she started with the excuses, how stressed she was, how the accident put pressure on her. That's when I dropped the second bomb. Showed her the screenshots from her messages with Lisa from 2 months before my accident, planning how they could start fresh if something happened to me. Yeah, let that sink in. My brother, John, who's a tech genius, recovered all those deleted messages. Turns out they'd been talking about my life insurance policy. Fun times. By this point, she was full-on ugly crying, but I was just tired. Not even angry anymore. Just done. Told her the divorce papers were already filed. The look on her face when she realized I'd already moved most of my stuff out? Priceless. She tried the "what about the house" card. Reminded her my name is on the deed, thanks to my paranoid dad. Told her she has 30 days to find a new place. The absolute kicker? She tried logging into our joint account to take everything, but I was one step ahead. Accounts have been closed for weeks. Should have seen her face when her card got declined at the coffee shop this morning. My buddy Sky works there, kept me updated. Now she's blowing up my phone, dozens of missed calls. Her mom's calling too. Block them. Her sisters are messaging me. Block them too. Lisa even tried to come by the house. The Ring camera caught her. Save that footage. The thing that gets me is she keeps saying I'm ruining her life, destroying her future. Funny how that works when you're the one who wanted to pull the plug on your husband. Huh? Final update. It's been about 3 weeks since the last update, and what a ride it's been. Thanks for all the messages and support. Honestly, didn't expect any of this to blow up the way it did. Remember how Sarah was calling nonstop? Well, that was just the beginning. She went full social media meltdown when she realized I'd moved most of our money. All legal, by the way, checked with my lawyer first. Quick recap for anyone just joining. Car accident, coma, wife telling the doctor to end my life. Still stings to write that. Anyway, the money thing hit her hard. Turns out Sarah never really handled the bills. That was my job. She just spent money like water on clothes and makeup. Never bothered checking the account balance because she knew I always kept us afloat. Well, surprise. Little miss, I can find someone else, had racked up $23,000 in credit card debt I didn't know about. Mostly designer stuff from her online shopping sprees. Found out when her sister, Beth, the good one, accidentally let it slip. Now, here's where it gets interesting, or sad. Sarah's been crashing at her mom, Lisa's, place since I asked her to leave. Lisa called me yesterday, first time since everything went down. Not to guilt trip me, like I expected, but to tell me Sarah's been lying to everyone about what happened. Telling people I abandoned her and cleaned out our accounts. Lisa only found out the truth because she overheard Sarah drunk crying to Beth about what she actually said in the hospital. Lisa was furious. Turns out she'd been helping Sarah with rent money, believing her daughter's lies. The look on Sarah's face when she realized her mom knew everything? Priceless. Beth told me all about it. Speaking of messages, got some screenshots from Sky, Sarah's college friend, showing conversations where Sarah was complaining about being stuck with me months before the accident. Guess almost losing me wasn't her wake-up call. It was her opportunity. Well, congrats, honey, you're unstuck now. My brother, John, has been letting me crash at his place. Not fancy, but it's better than the alternative. Been hitting the gym with him. Doctor cleared me last week. Started eating properly, finally fixed my sleep schedule. Amazing what you can do when you're not constantly walking on eggshells around someone who sees you as disposable. The divorce papers are moving along. My lawyer's handling everything. Sarah tried showing up at John's place twice. First time crying, second time angry. John's doorbell camera caught it all. Technology's wild. She didn't know I was inside both times, watching her performance on his phone screen. Felt like a bad soap opera. Today's been interesting. Sarah's mom called again. Apparently, Sarah just got denied for an apartment because her credit's shot. Can't afford the deposit anyway, since I'm not around to bankroll her life anymore. Lisa's kicking her out at the end of the month. Says she needs to learn consequences. Not my problem anymore. Honestly, I'm doing better than expected. Still have some rough days. That hospital memory hits hard sometimes at night. But mostly, I'm just peaceful. Like taking off a heavy backpack you didn't even realize you were carrying. Got approved for my own apartment yesterday. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. Moving in next week. Going to get some cheap furniture this weekend. Wish me luck with the instructions. My coffee maker is coming with me. Some things are non-negotiable. Future plans? Taking it day by day, focusing on healing. Downloaded some meditation apps. Yeah, laugh it up. Actually using them sometimes. Thinking about getting a dog once I'm settled in. Always wanted one, but Sarah was allergic. She wasn't, just didn't want pet hair on her clothes. Last thing, remember that bucket list I mentioned starting? Booked my first solo trip for next month, a long weekend in Denver. Nothing crazy, but it's something I've always wanted to do and never could because Sarah hated the cold. Baby steps, right? So yeah, wife who wanted me dead is now facing the music. Her mom finally saw the truth. Karma's doing its thing, and I'm slowly building a better life. Sometimes rock bottom has a basement, and she found it.